we finally on? Okay. If you're there, if anybody's watching and you want to just type in a hi or good morning, I'll wait a few seconds. I'm a little late. You know those mornings? You know those mornings when your husband wakes you up at 5:30 just to say, bye, I'm catching a flight to Key West. Enjoy your time with the kids at field day, at piano, at Cub Scouts, at soccer practice, at the soccer game tomorrow. Yeah, all that. It's one of those days. And then you try to get on Facebook Live and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, but guess what? It worked now. So here we are. Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great week. It's Friday. Woohoo! Friday means soon will come Sunday fun day. That's my favorite. I have my coffee, and this is poignant. There's a reason to say, in case anyone was wondering, is it tea? Is it coffee? This is all about the voice. It is coffee. I only have about a half a cup a day, but I wanted, this will segue into this video and vocal hygiene for our next daily tip. So with every little cup of coffee, no matter what I drink, if it's coffee, if it's that half a glass of wine, I also always have a huge glass of water. Today, that water comes in the form of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cup. But so I say that coffee, alcohol, any type of that has very drying effects on the vocal cords. Therefore, we offset it with water. So anytime you see this, you're going to see this. Anytime you see a little glass of wine, you're going to see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle appearance again. All right, so let's get started, everybody. This week we've spoken about it's audition season, and we've spoken about the different things that you need to do to have a successful audition. So your 16 32 bar cuts, make sure you have them. Getting your song in the right key, not asking for any type of transposition or any type of cuts. Right there on spot, please. Make sure you pick a good song. We talked about that. I've got another tip that I was planning for today, but actually I am going to segue and do a video that I wasn't planning on because I think it's very important. I was watching my business coach online last night, Jennifer Allwood, who I absolutely adore. She is huge and has hundreds of thousands of followers. She has many demands at this point in her career because she's working in so many different facets, which reminded me of us as performers. And that's what we do often to pay the bills when you're in between shows. And often when we're in shows, once you're, maybe you're in a smaller town or even if you're in New York, you're waiting tables during the day for your auditions or at night to free you up for auditions during the day. You're waiting tables, you are interviewing constantly, you're auditioning constantly, and what that means is using your voice all the time. So instead of going on with our audition tips, which I'll pick up tomorrow, today I want to talk to you about something called vocal naps. They are incredibly important and they're vital for you to sustain your voice, maintain a good, healthy instrument. Okay, so what is a vocal nap? Vocal naps are when you take a break. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. When we take a nap, it's when you just rest your voice. And so often if you're using your voice, let's say for every 2 hours, every hour to 2 hours that you talk, then you take that 30-minute vocal nap. You can go sit in your room, cut off the lights, you can meditate, you can lay down, you can still be active but just not speak. You can go to the gym. It doesn't really matter, just so long as you're not using your vocal folds, okay? Just giving them a nap. So here are different things that you can do during your naps. One thing is make sure, this doesn't have to be done during a nap, this can be done in general. You want to think about charting your voice usage, all right? Think about how much you're using your voice in a day. Now, it has taken me, I don't want to say 20 years, let's say 5, but really it's 20. 20 years to really understand this. I never thought about how how vulnerable the vocal folds are and how much we use them. Think about if you have any type of an injury, like on your ankle, or just if you're training for a marathon and you have very specific, they train you, you have a specific regimen that you train 3 months out, a year out, 6 months, 3 months, and then as you go and you build up your stamina, okay? But you're very, very careful of your body during that time. And so the same thing with the voice. You train the voice, but you don't, for instance, run on your ankle all day long. The thing is, we take the voice for granted because you don't see it. An ankle, you feel hurt. You don't necessarily feel the voice. You notice symptoms, laryngitis, some swelling, some muscle tension in the neck. And those are our symptoms, and you really have to be in tune to your body to know those things. Because people speaking to you, no one notices that, but you do. If you stop and you really listen to your body, and during these vocal naps, feel in that 30 minutes, just think about how your voice feels, how your neck is feeling. If you feel any tension in the muscles around your neck, if you feel anything in your vocal cords. Okay, so really, really notice if there's any fatigue or muscle tension and be aware of your body. Another thing, let me go back to the charting your vocal usage. So make sure that you think about it from the beginning of the day, from the time that you wake up until you go to sleep at night. And think about just the common little ways that you use your voice. You could speak to the mailman. You could be talking to your dog to tell him to come here and get something to eat. If you have kids, you're running to get your kids. You're speaking to your partner or your spouse. You're calling your best friend on the phone. All of that is using your voice. So it's charting your vocal usage, which I did not do years and years ago. But now that I do it, I can see how much I'm using it. And right now, like I said to you all, I may have this little cup of coffee right here, but right next to it is a whole bunch of water to hydrate. And you want to keep the cords as lubricated as you possibly can. So with the vocal nap. So you're taking your 30 minutes every time you're speaking for an extended period of time. If you're a teacher, if you're a public speaker and you've given a speech for, let's say, an hour, or you did an hour and a half speech with a Q&A afterwards, when you get into the car or when you get into the hallway, go find some private time and don't speak. Rest the cords. Think about it. You go to the gym, you work your muscles, you don't come home and then work them again, right? So it's common sense, but sometimes we need to be told. All right, so charting your vocal usage, you're resting for 30 minutes. Well, hi, Howard, Motley. Hey, Allison, good to see you. I can't wait to see you all next week. We're talking about vocal naps and how to preserve the voice and sustain the voice. This applies to singers. It applies to anyone that is using the voice. So I was just saying, make sure that you take a minute today. Chart your vocal usage. If you're someone that works at a desk and you don't have to be on with the phone, awesome. That's great. But if you're someone that is using the phone, if you have doctor's appointments, just think about when you're using your voice and chart it. Chart it. And so then if you're using the voice too much, or if you're feeling any type of strain, then it's just taking the time to be quiet, which is difficult. Very difficult for me. However, take the time to take the breaks. The other thing, you might notice when I get on in the morning here, when I get on these live videos, I often say, good morning, hello, how's everyone? Now to my husband, that's extremely annoying, and probably to my friends. However, I do that to lift my voice right when I start speaking, because how do we often sound when we wake up? We're down here, we're gravelly, we're tired, like I'm tired right now. Hi, Leanna, great to see you. So we have the voice lower, load down. So I take the time in the morning and lift the voice. Good morning, everyone. And yes, like I said, it might be a little annoying, but it's all right. It's all good because it sets the voice for the day. And so I've really had to work on that. So that's something I say too. During this heavy audition season, and when you are using your voice all the time, be aware Be aware of if you're talking down here because you can feel it. You can feel it. Try it right now, actually. Sit there and say, good morning, everyone. How are you? Right? You can feel that. So now say, good morning. How are you? You're lifting the voice. A little annoying for a while, but it sets your voice for the day. Okay? The other thing with these vocal naps, once you take your 30 minutes of resting the voice, then start doing some humming, humming, mum. That's something you can do right now as well. Focus on the M. You can feel the vibration in the lips. It's getting your voice forward. Kind of goes hand in hand with my good morning, morning. Try it. Yeah, you'll totally see that it works, and it gets it way in the front of the face. Here's a sentence that might help you. I've used before. My mother made me laugh. My mother made me laugh. Now sit there at your desk and say it. Everyone will laugh, or no one. It's okay, just do it. My mother made me laugh. See how it lifts the voice and it brings it forward? I've got tons and tons of vocal exercises that we'll share later on, but this is just something to try and get it more forward, get it off the cords, okay? Taking these vocal naps, just little things that you can do to get off the vocal cords, and think about how you use your voice, when you use your voice, how often you use your voice, and how you are using it, okay? You really have to take that supported breath as you're speaking. And like I said, this goes for public speaking. This goes for when you see someone out in the street. If I saw somebody across the road, I wouldn't go, hey, how's it going? You can see it in my neck. But if I'm more, hey, woo-hoo! That's a big one. Everybody in my neighborhood knows that sound. Woo-hoo! Try it. If you're in Manhattan, you're trying to catch somebody down the street, or you're trying to get a taxi, try that. They'll hear you faster, and you won't hurt your voice. You will not hurt your voice. Okay, the last thing to say is, remember you all, the voice is vulnerable. It is vulnerable, and I'll loop back onto like your ankle, like your wrist, anything that you are using repeatedly. Like if you had hurt your ankle and you ran on it all day long, it would not get better. It's the voice. If you're sensing anything, take the rests, take the breaks that you need. Don't use it all day. 2 hours of speaking or 1 hour of speaking, then rest. There's also, where are my straws? And I'm not going to do this today, but I always have my little jar full of straws. All my students know about the straw phonating, and we'll do another video on this as well. But so, it goes along with a semi-occluded breathing with the vocal tract, and that's a big term, and don't worry about it. You can Google it, but we'll also talk about it. We'll do a more in-depth video, but stuff that'll help soothe the vocal cords. Okay? All right, you all. So this was a video on vocal naps. Listen, I had a question this morning, or I had a conversation about cruise control and what cruise control is. Good morning, Jason. Great to see you. Cruise control is our paid monthly subscription group. And what that is it's a community of like-minded performers. It's people that are using their voice we're specializing in cruise ship, in the cruise industry. However, we're also doing theme parks and regional theaters, and they're all, good morning, Sherry, all kinds of different avenues of the performing arts that we're focused on. And in cruise control, we have, we're doing one live monthly. Last month, we did one on reels. And so then if you had any questions, or you will have questions, then the next week we'll follow up with a live video answering the questions, which we did. And right now our group is, it's small, so we're able, and I shouldn't tell this secret, but we've been able to do one-on-one Skyping. I don't think that's going to last very long. No, let me rephrase that. I know it's not going to last very long. But right now we're doing, we were able to do that with them. We're going to do headshot, part of your cruise control membership. There's headshot critiques and reel reviews. We're going to do a spotlight video where we'll interview someone from the industry. I'm hoping this month. We have some performers down in Myrtle Beach that Sherry is possibly going to interview. And I'm hoping that we're going to get one of the casting agents for Norwegian Cruise Lines later on in the month. because they're here in Richmond. So I think we have a secret meeting where we can do one there. So the question this morning was about cruise control, and that's what you get there. These little videos that I'm doing each day are just little tips. It is just the tip of the iceberg of the knowledge that we have and what we're doing in cruise control and what we're going to be giving there, because I can't give it all away. But okay, so back to our audition tips for the week. So we did 16 bars. We talked about that, your 16 to 32 bar cuts. You can go back and watch the video if you missed it. Lots of good information in there. We talked about not picking a song in the wrong key and why. There's a video on that one. We did a video on picking a good song. Make sure you pick a good song. I have another tip for tomorrow, but I'm saving it for tomorrow because I interrupted with this video today on vocal naps because I was watching my wonderful, wonderful business coach, as I told you, Jennifer Allwood, and I saw signs of fatigue on her videos, her vocal fatigue, and I just felt terrible because we've got the knowledge. I know I have things that can help hopefully today, what we talked about. If you apply those things, you'll see a difference in your voice, and make sure that you take good care of your voice. Notice it this morning, some of you that are just waking up. Notice how gravelly the voice may sound. And that gets into vocal hygiene. I have a video over in cruise control I'm about to release on vocal hygiene, which is very, very, very important. You need technique, but more than that, you need hygiene. You got to take care of the body, right? If you're not taking care of the body, and doing anybody any good. All right, so these vocal naps are incredibly important. I hope that they will do you good, and take wonderful care, take great care. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us at Cruise Coach. Go down, subscribe, tell your friends about cruise control. I can't tell you enough how much valuable information is there. And we're just looking forward to talking to you again. So I will see you tomorrow. Well rested, well vocal napped. The voice will be quiet. And look at this. How long did this video last? I don't see a timer on it. Maybe 15 minutes, maybe a little shorter than that. Oh, thanks, Sherry. You like the teal. Thank you. So however long this was, I'm going to go in now. I've had a little bit of coffee, right? So now, back to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cup. I'm going to be drinking my water. I'll finish this water, and then I'm going to go take a vocal nap, right? I'm going to go type up my script for what we're going to do tomorrow. And I'll meet you back here probably Saturday morning. Probably won't be early, but I'll let you know. All right, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Check us out on Cruise Control, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.